Welcome to Octane Mobile Gaming. Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming with yours truly, iOctane. So today we do our possible deck combination. I didn't get to do the possible deck combination last week because I've been having a lot of trouble with my internet. Still having a lot of trouble with my internet, so I've been finding ways how to actually get my game time in and how to actually do my videos. So here we go. So this is one of the combination that I came up with, and it's not a brilliant combination, but it's a good combination. This one uses 2 copies of the main card. It uses 1 copy of the last Dark Commander Ultra Rare Dark Commander deck, the Ultra Rare from Dark Commander deck. So it uses 1 copy of that, and it uses 1 copy of Glorious Golgum, which is the ultimate form from the same deck. I'm also running the Freedom Fighters. So this deck is an immortal killer deck. Both the Commander cards and the Slayer cards are immortal killers. I'm also running 4 immortal killer relic, one of which is an ultimate relic, and I'm running the relic from the Bio Blitz deck. That is for the Freedom Fighters. This one is my main Dark Slayer deck. This one isn't as powerful as the previous. It uses 1 copy of Bio Blitz Freedom Fighters. It uses Transform Trailblazers. It also uses the Draconic Scoundrels deck. So this is the Master Collection card from the Draconic Scoundrel deck, and this is the Master Collection, the ultimate form, Draconic Scoundrel. This one can actually fill the board with power gems on the second turn, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, primarily because there's only 2 cards on the deck that is Immortal Killer. And even though they're Immortal Killer, because they're not from the current meta, which I like to call it not 3.0 but 3.1. They're not 3.1s. They don't do as much damage as the cards that we're getting now. This is an X combination that uses Bio Blitz, Freedom Fighters, 2 copies of the main card, and Draconic Scoundrel. I should really change this one around because you want Draconic Scoundrel to be the last card that you activate, primarily because Draconic Scoundrel actually creates power gems, and then it creates 1 additional power gem for every dark gem that's on the board. So you want to activate this one last so you can get the maximum amount of power gems from this one. Now we all know Bio Blitz and the Freedom Fighters, they have got the nuke mechanic at the end, which makes them quite great in a Slayer event. So we're going to look at these 3 combinations and we're going to see how we get on. But first, let me just speak a bit about the Dark Commander deck. For those of you who have forgotten what this deck was about, or for those of you who did not get much card from this particular event. So the Ultra Rare becomes immune to damage for 1 turn, and if it's hit by enemy attack while it's immune, it will heal for 500% of recovery. It will cleanse all debuff, and if it's attack while it's if it attack while the battle skill is active, that means the immunity is active, it becomes supercharged and it gains 25% damage reduction for 3 turn. It also give 2500% increase to immortal killer cards. So this doesn't just apply to commander cards, it applies to all cards that are immortal killer. So that means that Freedom Fighter and these 2 cards are all going to gain increased damage attack along with Glorious Golem. So Glorious Golem will create 4 Dark Power Gem 4s. While Supercharge is active, it will double the amount of Power Gems it creates. So every free turn it creates 5 Dark Power Gems as well. And if Supercharge is active, it will double the 5 Power Gem 3s, and it will become 10 Power Gem 3s. The main reason why I brought this particular one with the deck is just to boost this one, because Bioblitz Immortal Killer will not be passed on to any of these 2 cards because they are commander cards. It will only pass its Immortal Killer ability onto these 2 cards. That's why I brought that one. But what you could do, you could actually replace the Glorious Golem with another, let me see, Immortal Killers, because part of the problem with this card is it will become immune, and if it's hit while it's immune, it will heal, and it will gain Supercharge if it's above 200 Immortal Killer intensity, which is quite a lot. Supercharge power up certain skills and increase Immortal Killer by 2500%. This one will actually stack with the one from the Ultra Rare, but the problem with that is because it's Slayer event, we will not get the chance to get our Immortal Killer's ability up to 200%. That just won't happen. So one of the things that I was considering to do is remove that particular card and replace it with a card that actually gives us a bit more Power Gems. And the one that I would replace it with is none other than Bioblitz, because Bioblitz will give us the nuke damage, plus it's an Immortal Killer. It's an Immortal Killer, so it will work far better than the card that I have there. So let's try it out and see how we get on. So let's see if we can actually find a boss worthy of us attacking. So this is a cloak boss. Don't want to kill it. I'll just tag it because we're not allowed to kill the cloak boss in our guild until it gets down to 5 minutes. Well, somebody just killed it. So let's see if we can actually find a boss. There is no bosses with high health. So there's no Cobalt bosses at the moment. So let's see how we get on anyway with what we've got. So let's try one key and see how powerful this deck is. So I haven't been playing long because I just got home from work, and as I said, my internet is playing up. It's not working very well. So I haven't been getting much game time in. So let's see how we get on. Part of the problem with this deck is it's a 3-turn deck. So we haven't got the Supercharge. We haven't got the Supercharge, so we need to do that again. We need to get the Supercharge so that we can actually benefit from the skill. Because we have to get the Supercharge, this turns the deck into a 3-turn deck, which I don't really like. But for bigger bosses, it works quite well. So what we're gonna do, the next thing I like about this particular card is that it creates gems and power gems on every turn. It creates gems on every turn anyway. Ooh, so there we go, and it cleanses. Brilliant. So let's see. We're Supercharged. There we go. So as you can see, it's quite good. far better than the other ones. So let's try out this one, which hasn't got any boost on it, and let's see the power behind this one. You can mix and match whatever cards you've got. The thing about the event, especially a sleigh event, is that you don't have to do all the work yourself. It's always advisable to tag whatever you can tag and kill your own bosses. And if you've got a big boss that you can't manage, rally people from your guild. There should be people in your guild that's got good decks that can actually take it out for you. And that's a good thing about sleigh event. It's not an event like commander event where you have to do all the work yourself. This one is really good, and that's why I usually like sleigh events, but the sleigh events recently haven't been as great as they used to be. But I'm hoping that this sleigh event will be quite different. I'm hoping it will be more exciting. There's a few changes in the event which I've noticed that it has made a difference to my playing style. So before, because we were getting mostly bosses from other players and guild bosses, I was killing quite a lot of guild bosses. But because I'm getting a lot of my own bosses, even though they're not very high at the moment. So let's see the power behind this one. So as you can see, this one didn't really get up that high, even though it's got so much power gems on the board. We didn't get BioBlitz up, we didn't get Freedom Fighters up to 1 trillion, but we did manage to get it up to 1 trillion on the next combo, and that's particularly because it's got the damage boost from the ultra rare from the Golem deck. So this is the last one that I've got, last but not least, and this one will have a bit of boost, but it will not have as much boost as the first combination that I showed you with the ultra rare from the Golem deck. But this one, it's just a 2-turn deck, so you activate all your cards and use, there you go, and you just use your Draconic Scoundrels last so that you can get as much power gems on the board, and still it's not as powerful as the first combination. So of all the combination, this one is proven to be far more powerful, and that's because you get a 2500 immortal killer attack boost from this particular card. It's a pity that it doesn't stack with itself, because I've actually got 2 copies of the ultra rare, but they don't stack, so it's pointless using both cards. So that's one combination you would like to try out. Well, you could mix and match the cards from the commander deck, Glorious Golem, and see how we get on. You can mix and match quite a few cards, especially the main card if you haven't got the ultimate form for this particular event. If you've got the ultimate form and you also have got the Master Collection card, the main card, you should be able to come up with something quite brilliant, because if you've got the Glorious Golem deck, that is. If you haven't got the Glorious Golem deck and you have got the current deck, you should be able to do quite good, because the deck will perform quite well in its own event. If you've got both decks, however, you could mix and match both decks and you could come up with something really, really powerful. I haven't got the complete deck. I'm holding out on getting the deck. As you can see, I've got 67 coins. I just need a few more coins to get both the Master Collection and the ultra rare for this deck, but I'm not really feeling this deck, so I'm not gonna go after it. I'm gonna save my gems, see how the next commander event goes, see if the deck is quite good. If it's not, I'll wait on the Light Slayer event that's coming up. But I'll see it go anyway, see which deck I like, and if it gets to the end of the season and none of the decks are really brilliant, I'll get the best deck from the 5 deck this season. But I'll see how it go anyway. I'm hoping that we'll get a brilliant deck either next week or the week after, but we'll see. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. So like, subscribe, and as always, this is Octane saying peace and enjoy the event. Bye for now.